Why does the world suddenly spin after 60? It often starts quietly. You wake up and feel the floor sway beneath your feet, as if the room had shifted during the night. Or you're simply reaching for something on a high shelf, and suddenly, the world tilts. Dizziness. Lightheadedness. That unsettling sense of imbalance. For millions of seniors, these moments aren't rare, they're routine. Yet many never talk about it, they chalk it up to age, just part of getting older, they say. But what if it isn't? What if the cause isn't just aging bones or stiff muscles, but something far simpler, something sitting quietly on your dinner plate or missing from your glass of water? The truth is, your diet, the nutrients you take in or lack, can dramatically influence your balance, blood flow, and sense of stability. And with a few small, thoughtful changes, you can tip the scales back in your favor. This story is not just about food, it's about reclaiming your confidence, your independence, your calm. Over the next chapters, we'll uncover 5 natural and powerful ways to reduce dizziness after 60, backed by science, woven with real stories, rooted in the everyday. Because a steady step might just begin with a stronger bite. Chapter 1. The Iron Within. Finding strength in a simple mineral. At first, Nancy thought it was just tiredness. She had been feeling unusually drained for weeks. Short walks left her breathless, and her mornings felt like she was wading through fog. Then came the dizziness, a spinning sensation every time she stood up from her chair. One morning, while watering her plants, the world tilted beneath her and she nearly fell. That's when she knew something wasn't right. Her doctor didn't hesitate. A simple blood test revealed the root cause: iron deficiency anemia. It's a condition far more common in seniors than many realize. As we age, our body becomes less efficient at absorbing iron, especially if our diet lacks variety or we experience slower digestion. For women over 60 and men with underlying health concerns, the risk only rises. But why does a lack of iron make the world spin? Iron is a critical part of hemoglobin, the substance in red blood cells that carries oxygen throughout your body. Without enough iron, less oxygen reaches your brain, and the brain, being highly sensitive to oxygen levels, responds with confusion, weakness, and yes, dizziness. But here's the good news. Iron is everywhere in nature. You just need to know where to look. The iron-rich allies. Red meat, like lean beef or pork, can be incredibly effective in restoring iron, especially when eaten in moderation. Liver, though not for everyone's taste, is one of the most potent iron sources available. Leafy greens like spinach and kale bring plant-based iron, along with a host of other benefits. Legumes, including lentils and black beans, are gentle on digestion and kind to your heart. And there's one secret many overlook. Pairing iron-rich foods with vitamin C, think spinach with a squeeze of lemon, or beef stew with a side of oranges, can dramatically improve iron absorption. Nancy didn't need dramatic medicine. She simply changed her meals, swapping toast for scrambled eggs with spinach, adding lentil soup to her lunch, and sipping orange juice with dinner. Within weeks, she felt the difference. No more morning fog, no more trembling hands, just a growing strength she hadn't felt in months. The gentle advice. If you feel lightheaded more than usual, ask for a blood test. Don't wait. Keep meals balanced. Don't just eat more, eat smarter. Iron isn't about becoming strong again. It's about being steady, clear, grounded. Because sometimes the stability you crave doesn't come from grabbing the handrail, it comes from what's on your plate. Chapter 2. The Silent Spark. How vitamin B12 keeps you upright and aware. Frank had always been sharp, a crossword champion, a chess enthusiast, and the kind of grandfather who remembered everyone's birthday. But lately, something had changed. He couldn't focus like before. His balance felt off. One morning, while bending down to tie his shoes, he got so dizzy he had to sit back down. His doctor listened carefully and ran tests. The diagnosis surprised him: vitamin B12 deficiency. It's not rare. As we age, our stomach produces less acid, something many seniors don't realize. That acid is crucial for absorbing B12 from food. And without enough B12, The nerves that help you balance, concentrate, and move with precision begin to weaken. The role of B12. It protects your nervous system, helping brain signals travel smoothly. It supports red blood cell production, ensuring oxygen reaches your brain. A deficiency can cause tingling in hands and feet, memory issues, and yes, dizziness. Where to find it? Eggs, scrambled or boiled, are rich in B12 and easy to digest. Milk, yogurt, and cheese not only provide B12, but also calcium for bones. Fish, especially salmon and tuna, offer B12 and heart-healthy fats. Fortified cereals or plant-based milks are great for vegetarians or those with dairy restrictions. Frank made small, sustainable changes. Scrambled eggs at breakfast, Greek yogurt with lunch, grilled salmon on Sundays. Within a month, his dizzy spells were gone, and he was back to winning at Scrabble. A reminder for all seniors. Ask for a B12 blood test during checkups. If your levels are low, food may not be enough. A supplement or injection might be needed. And don't dismiss dizziness as just getting older. Sometimes it's your body asking for something simple, nourishment. Because the spark of balance, memory, and vitality, it often lies in a single nutrient, silent but powerful. Chapter 3. Potassium, the hidden force that keeps you steady. Helen used to enjoy morning walks in the park, but in recent months she noticed a strange sensation. An uneasy wobble as she stood up from the bench, a foggy feeling when she reached for her purse. She brushed it off as aging, until one day she nearly collapsed. Her diagnosis? Low potassium. It's a silent deficiency often missed, but potassium is vital, especially for seniors. It regulates fluid balance, nerve signals, and muscle contractions. And when it's lacking, dizziness isn't just a symptom, it's a warning sign. Why seniors are at risk. Many take diuretics or blood pressure meds that deplete potassium. Dehydration, common in older adults, disrupts potassium balance. Diets low in fresh produce don't provide enough of this essential mineral. Signs you might be low. Dizziness or fainting when standing up. Muscle weakness or cramps. Fatigue that doesn't improve with rest. Potassium-rich foods that gently heal. Bananas, a classic, convenient, soft, and rich in potassium. Sweet potatoes, nourishing and supportive for digestion and heart health. Spinach, offers potassium, magnesium, and iron, truly a super green. Coconut water, a hydrating drink full of natural electrolytes. Helen's fix was simple: a banana with breakfast, a baked sweet potato twice a week, and a small glass of coconut water after her afternoon walk. The improvement? Remarkable. No more dizzy spells, no more fear when rising from her chair. A small step that grounds you. Sometimes what you need isn't medication, it's minerals. So, to every senior wondering why the world feels just a little off balance, let potassium anchor you, quietly, steadily, from the inside out. Chapter 4. Water, the forgotten cure for dizziness. For years, Charles never paid much attention to water. Coffee in the morning, tea in the afternoon, and maybe a glass of something sweet with dinner. Water? That was an afterthought. But when he began feeling lightheaded every time he stood up, his doctor asked one simple question: how much water do you drink each day? Charles was stunned. Could something so simple, so ordinary, really be behind his constant dizziness? The answer, for many seniors, is yes. The hidden impact of dehydration. After 60, the body loses its ability to signal thirst clearly. Kidneys don't retain water as efficiently, increasing the risk of fluid loss. Mild dehydration leads to reduced blood volume, which lowers blood pressure and cuts oxygen to the brain, causing dizziness. Simple signs you're not drinking enough. Dry mouth or lips. Sudden fatigue. Lightheadedness when changing positions. Dark-colored urine. How to hydrate the smart way. 1.5 to 2 liters per day is a healthy target. More in hot weather or when active. Don't wait to feel thirsty. Sip regularly throughout the day. Balance water intake with electrolyte-rich options like coconut water, homemade veggie soup, fresh orange juice, in moderation. Charles made the switch, keeping a water bottle with him, sipping slowly throughout the day. Within a week, the dizzy spells faded. Within 2, he was walking more confidently and even smiling more. Hydration had done what years of pills hadn't. Your body's gentle reminder. Dizziness doesn't always scream. Sometimes it whispers. Please just drink more water. And when you listen, your world becomes steady again. Chapter 5. Ginger, nature's answer to nausea and unsteadiness. Eleanor was 76 when dizziness began to shadow her days. It wasn't dramatic. A subtle wave of nausea in the morning. A spinning sensation when she turned her head too quickly. At first, she brushed it off. Just age, she told herself. But as it lingered, robbing her of her appetite and confidence, she knew she had to try something new. That something turned out to be ginger. Why ginger? This humble root, with its warm, spicy kick, has been used for centuries across cultures to combat everything from seasickness to morning nausea. But for seniors, ginger offers something even more profound: relief from dizziness and unsteadiness without medication. Here's how it works. Anti-nausea power. Ginger contains gingerol and shogalol, compounds that soothe the stomach and help regulate the vestibular system, the part of the inner ear that controls balance. Improve circulation. Ginger is a natural blood thinner, helping boost blood flow to the brain, which can prevent dizzy spells related to low oxygen delivery. Reduces inflammation. Chronic inflammation can restrict circulation and slow nerve signaling. Ginger lowers inflammatory markers, helping the body restore internal balance. How to use ginger daily. Eleanor didn't need to change much. Here's what helped her. A cup of warm ginger tea every morning. A few thin slices of raw ginger with lunch or added to hot soup. Grated ginger in stir-fry or roasted vegetables. She didn't expect much, but in just a week, the fog of lightheadedness began to clear. Her mornings felt steadier, her steps surer. It wasn't a miracle, but it was close. Gentle but effective. The beauty of ginger lies in its simplicity. It's easy to prepare, safe in moderation. 1 gram per day. Naturally uplifting, even calming. Of course, those on blood thinners should check with a doctor. Because ginger enhances circulation, it may amplify certain medications. One root, many benefits. In Eleanor's case, the change was noticeable. Not only did her dizziness lessen, but her digestion improved and her energy picked up. It was as if her body was grateful for this warm, earthy medicine. Ginger reminds us of something simple, yet powerful. When we return to nature, when we trust the wisdom of food, we often find balance waiting patiently for us to notice. Conclusion: a steadier tomorrow starts today. If you've ever stood up and felt the world tilt, or watched a loved one pause, unsure on their feet, you know how deeply dizziness can shake one's confidence. But what if the answer wasn't far away? What if it was on your plate? In your cup? In a single, small habit repeated with care? We've walked together through 5 simple yet powerful allies. Iron-rich foods to bring strength back to your blood. Vitamin B12 to keep your nerves sharp and your balance steady. Potassium-packed choices to stabilize pressure and energy. Hydration that refreshes, not just quenches. Ginger, the humble root that restores calm where chaos once crept in. Each one is gentle, each one is natural, and each one holds the quiet power to help you rise in the morning, walk with ease, and live with greater confidence. Aging doesn't mean surrendering to weakness. It means choosing wisely. It means feeding your body what it truly needs, so that your days are not limited by fear of a fall, but lifted by the joy of feeling grounded. So, take that next bite. Sip that glass of water. Slice that ginger. Not because it's trendy, but because you deserve to feel well. Thank you for staying with us until the end. If this video gave you even one small idea to help your day feel steadier, we'd love to hear it. Leave a comment below, share your story, or tell us which of these 5 habits you'll try first. And don't forget, like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you won't miss the next story we share. Until then, stay safe, stay balanced, and we'll see you in the next video.